Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. Today is the time of the month again where Google updates its Nexus devices and Pixel line to the latest and greatest version of Android 7.1.1, pretty much just another security update. So in this case we also have our two variants as usual almost. We have the N4F26T for our non-Verizon people out there and the NUF26N for our Verizon folks out there. So currently we're on the N4F26O, or you might be on the NUF26K if you're on Verizon, and I'll show you how to update your phone using FlashFire. So yeah, ignore that and we'll get started right away on this. So obviously you'll need to be rooted and you also need to have FlashFire installed as well. So that is working at the moment, and you also need to download a few things. So I'll be going over how to update this using, having SuperSU and also having Magisk. I haven't tried Magisk out yet in terms of updating using FlashFire, so I guess we're all in this together. So first off, we need to go over to our computer or our phone and download a few things here. Obviously, we'll need to download the factory image, which is what I like to use personally, mainly because you can use it in FlashFire as well and also using Fastboot, but the OTA is kind of just one thing, pretty much. So I'm going to be downloading the latest factory image down here, which is the N4F26T for our non-Verizon variants, and the NUF26N for our Verizon folks. So just choose the correct one that you need. So obviously I've downloaded the first one. I also have the second one, just in case I need it. So you need to download that factory image, about 1.26 gigs, I think. So I've already downloaded that on my phone. Of course, you'll need all the files that I'm going to talk about on the computer here on your device, so you can download these on your phone. It doesn't really matter. And for us Magisk users that are using FlashFire to update, I would think that you want to download Magisk, the zip file, the installation zip, onto your phone as well. So you scroll down here and just download the latest version of Magisk, and that'll download a zip file for you. And copy that to your phone or download it on your phone. So in fact, on our phone we should have factory image, which I'll just quickly show you. Let's navigate back to our phone. So I have Magisk highlighted there, and I'll also need the factory images, which are downloaded here. So N4F26T or the NUF26N, and the latter is for Verizon phones. So once you've got those two files downloaded, if you're using Magisk, if you're using SuperSU, then you'll just need to download the factory image, and because FlashFire has an option to automatically reroute your phone using SuperSU afterwards. So now we can hop into FlashFire. You'll need to grant it root access, and it'll do its thing, checking out all the partitions and all that. So first off, we're going to press plus, and we're going to tap on Flash Firmware Package. We're going to locate where our factory image is. So in this case, mine is under ADM, and I'm going to select the N4F26T, but if you're on Verizon, you want to select the NUF26N. You want to download that. So that'll scan the archive for all the files there that we need, such as the bootloader radio, which I've heard they are the same, at least for the N4F26T. I'm not sure about the NUF26N. So you can just double check that anyways. This will check for the boot image, the data, system, and cache, vendor, and it should update at least those four, the boot, system, and vendor images. So I'll wait for the archive to be scanned. I'll just fast forward this. Okie dokie, now we're done. So as you can see, the secondary bootloader and I think primary bootloader, okay, it's not there, but these are protected and they are not going to be flashed. Now that is, we've determined the image file name, which is the 0378 radio image. So you can quickly duck down over back into settings, and I think you can check that. Otherwise, boot into the bootloader and have a look. Otherwise, we are not going to flash the cache, we're not going to flash the recovery. So we want the boot image, the system image, and vendor image selected. I'm going to press tick. And now here we have inject SuperSU now. So if you're using SuperSU, you want to leave that enabled. You want to leave this checked as is. But if you're using Magisk, I think you would want to uncheck this, and we'll add the Magisk zip later. So once again, if you're using SuperSU, leave it like this. If you're using Magisk, make sure you uncheck it. Okay? Now once you have that, you can see how it has preserve recovery and reboot normally. And we're going to add one more thing. This is for Magisk users. If you're using SuperSU, you leave Everroot enabled, as in inject SuperSU, and you hit flash. But for Magisk, you want to add another zip or OTA and scroll all the way down. Actually, I need to go back one. Scroll all the way down and then locate the Magisk zip file. Now for this one, I guess we'll just leave this because Magisk does not require a read-write system. So we're going to hit tick, and we're going to flash it after our firmware package, so after the boot image has been applied, and hopefully, fingers crossed, this will be able to reboot us normally. I had an issue where I think it was TWRP 3.003 I had some issues with that, and it looks like reverting to the older one, the -2, you know what I'm saying. But the older version of TWRP, the one before the latest one, works a little bit better, I think. So let's have a look, and we'll see how this goes. Because last time, when trying to flash an OTA, it would just go black after kind of trying to load it, and then it'll reboot me into the recovery without TWRP there. So hopefully this works out quite well, as we shall see very soon. Okay, so we're flashing the boot image. Now we are flashing the vendor image, so everything is looking good so far. Sorry, I can't really see that very well. It's a little bit blurry, but I guess if you really squint, you can probably see it. Now we're flashing the system image. Now I haven't seen this in a while. So yeah, this should only take about maybe a minute at the rate it's going, even less than that. So I will fast forward this, and we'll see what happens after. We're just finishing up here, and it is almost done. So now it will flash Magisk, and this has worked perfectly this time. Maybe it was just me flashing the OTA. So it's going to restore TWRP and reboot our phone, as it has done so just then. So it looks like it's worked quite well, and we should see Magisk for those using Magisk back up when we reboot, and for those using Super SU, I don't think you need to worry too much. Now this first boot may take a while, especially if you're using Super SU, might kind of loop a couple times, but that is alright, it is under control. You just need to wait for those reboots to happen, and you should be back on your feet using your phone in no time. So I'm going to fast forward this until we get to the home screen, and I guess we'll just take a quick gaze and see if Magisk has been probably reinstated. And for Super SU, I guess, you can just try opening the app and then try and open up an app that requires root access. So yeah, I'll skip ahead and we shall see if everything still works. Okay, so that took a little bit longer than expected, I guess, but nevertheless, it seemed to be only 2 to 3 minutes of waiting. So really not that long. It just seems long for when it does this. But that's alright. So we'll enter our pattern. You can see everything is still there. I get sometimes people asking me, does this delete data? No, it does not, obviously. But that's alright. I don't really mention that in the beginning of the video. I just assume people would, I guess, think that. But anyway, yes, this does retain all data. As you can see, the icon layouts are still there and everything still works. But we want to see if we actually fully made it back up. So sometimes it's, I guess, a little bit slow when coming back on. And let's have a look at our new version. The N4F26T. And if you recall, the baseband version or the radio image was 03.78. So it looks like they've actually rolled back, if I can recall correctly, to the N4F26J, I think, or was it the other way? One of the factory images had the 03.79 version, and then the next one after that had the 0378 version. And now this one also has the 0378 version. So that might be something to do with it. So if you're experiencing any problems, try flash the 03.78 baseband version or radio image, and that might help you with the thing, because that is what comes with the N4F26T factory image as well. So if you do experience problems like that, I guess no harm in going back, because if things don't work, you just flash the one you had previously when it was working, but I guess not as well. So yeah, there we go. This is using FlashFire to update your rooted Nexus 6P, or modded Nexus 6P I should say, running Magisk or Super SU, doesn't really matter, as long as you're rooted. So, and that was quite easy, seamless, and painless. So yeah, thanks for watching, and if you have any suggestions for future videos, I know I do have a few that I kind of want to get out, I guess. I'm just going to make myself do it. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I'll talk to you all in the next one.